don't forget to subscribe for more reviews. Please also like. Thank you.
Hello there everyone, Tom here again, and today we have the privilege of taking a look at, well, this will be a build video, right? This is a young modeler from youngmodeler.com. This is a catapult, or I guess they call it a trebuchet. Okay, so it's a trebuchet. I'm looking forward to this. I love this kind of stuff, so I'm gonna go ahead and crack the package open right now and we'll take a look at what's in here. Alright, so if I know myself, I probably put a picture of all this stuff up right in the intro. So we get this right here, which looks like hardware, string, dowels. We get this bit right here, which is YM063, which is the third piece. This is the fourth piece. Looks like the arm. This is part 2, YM62, and you can see what all is involved with it. And part 1, yep, part tree 1 comes with all this stuff right here. Now it also comes with its own glue, so that's great, but if you all watched any of my other builds, then you know I'm going to use my own glue, just because I know exactly how to do this glue, how long it dries, those types of things. So we also get instructions. I'm going to try and follow those as best I can. For tools for this project, I'm going to be using this, and more likely than not, these. To remove things, to position things, and of course there'll be some toothpicks or something just to help it out, right? Right. All right, so looks like, wow, we go right into it very quickly apparently. All right, so the first step, if you notice, is to get these pieces. It's highly detailed directions here. All right. So let's see, looks like these two pieces right here are on this picture to start with. Tell you what, it looks like we're going to have some from this one as well. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start getting this stuff off here. Yeah, I see how it goes. You start with these random pieces and then you put them together and it looks like this. That's the goal that we want. So I'll take the first one here off the sprue, just so you all can see how I'm doing it. I may not do it right, although I'm not sure I can do it incredibly wrong either. It's just connected at a couple of different spots. If you can find those spots, then you can just kind of pop it right out. Yeah, see, you just pop it right out. So maybe making a liar out of me before we're even 5 minutes into the video, eh? So here's the first piece. I'm going to take my thing here and just kind of trim off any excess, I don't know what you call that, flash maybe, just to make sure that the parts are level for when they go together. Just like this right here. It's just cleaning up parts. You can do this with an emery board, sandpaper, those types of things. So I tell you what, you've seen how I get this first one off. I'm going to jump ahead to the spot where I have them all out and it looks like this picture here. So bear with me. So I've got them all out. I've got them all together. As I showed before, the next step shows just putting them basically together. I don't know why, but step 2 and step 3 appear to be exactly the same. I'm sure I'm missing something, I just don't see what it is yet. So, I mean, I'm just going to take these and put them in here. Just like that. Shouldn't be any surprises here. It's not going to go there. It's going to go here, I believe. Yep, that one will go there. This one will come in and connect it right there. Yep. Yep, just like that. Okay, so we'll get to that here in a second. This one right here is going to go in right here, like this. Yep. And right here. Some of these joints are not going to need any glue, so I will take a peek at it here as we are progressing and see which ones, you know, have the need for it and which ones don't. If they don't have the need for glue, I'm not going to put a drop on there, but if they do, I will. I mean, it seems fairly straightforward to me, but you know, some people may not see it that way. Alright, so basically this is what we have here. These two are not connected. They'll probably end up getting a dollop of glue. So yeah, we'll figure that out. Now the next step apparently is can't rightly tell. Can't rightly tell. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is not the right one. This might be the right one. 1, 2, 3, 4. A little direction here would be helpful. So I'm going to knock these out right now, and I think those are the ones right here in this picture you can barely see. I think those are those. And if that's the case, those are, I think, going to go on the outside of this and make it all solid. Let's take a look. So I was correct. I've already got the first one on here on the back. Basically all you have to do is line this up the appropriate way with the spikes and the holes, right? And just put it in place. Just literally just line it up. And put it in place here. I will say I was a little bit apprehensive, and I remain so. Not so much about this not coming together, but rather there's holes here on the bottom that I don't recognize as corresponding with anything. So we'll be mindful of this, keep an eye on it, see how it plays out. But yeah, this is what you do here. And of course the camera's on, so it's being persnickety. There we go, there we go. And that one needs to go back in there. Come on now, don't be that way. There we go, okay. Again, I will probably put just a little small dollop of glue just to help keep everything together, because I don't like how that's kind of loose right there. Don't like that at all. Alright, so it shows the next piece here. It looks like we're putting some glue on it. Okay, and it is about, I guess, the same length as the other one. No, it's not. If you look in picture 7, it's actually smaller. So, if I had to guess, it might be this one right here. If I had to guess. Well, but it only shows the one piece, so let me look. Let me look, because it's supposed to go underneath right here, I think, to make that. Yeah, it's supposed to go underneath the center piece there. So let me see if I can figure out which piece that is, and then I'll show you here on the board. I believe I have the right piece. I think it was this right here. and it did show putting some glue to it. Actually, when I look at it, I think it's both pieces. I think they're supposed to be glued together. Looking at the picture. So yeah, maybe I needed to do that. Sorry. Hey, you know, I'm learning as I go. I've never done this before, so this is a new experience for me. I've had these types of kits before. I mean, if you've watched any of my build videos on this type of stuff on my channel, then you know. Tell you what, let's do ourselves a dry fit just to make sure it works before we put the glue to it. I'd hate to figure out I'd done something incorrectly. I think that'll work. Yeah, tell you what, let me go ahead and put a little dollop of glue on it, and then I'll come right back and we'll move on to the next stage. So I've got the crossbar in, I got it glued, all things are good. Next step, looks like we're going to be building this thing here. Looks like it's going to have to be glued, so I'm going to go ahead and find these parts and put this together. I mean, I can only conclude that it's these right here. That's what it looks like to me. So, alright, I'm taking these 3 pieces right here off. So just so you know, I've got these. These are the pieces that fit here. I'm going to go ahead and put a quick dollop of glue on them and then come right back. So according to the directions, if I'm reading them correctly, the next thing to do is to install this here. So basically take this and put it here. So I'm going to try and do that. It's probably going to need a dollop of glue. So, in fact, I think the directions showed that. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Alright, so I've glued it in place. The next thing the directions want us to do looks to be this right here. And if I'm looking at it right, I believe it's these right here. So I'm gonna put them in here and see how it goes. So these 2 pieces here are exactly where they were supposed to be, and the next piece on it was this piece. I've gone ahead and just assembled this side. Basically all you do, I mean, it's literally just plug it in right in these little spots. I'll do one of them here for you so you can see what I'm doing. Just adding a little bit of glue, just enough to help keep it in place in case there's any type of friction or anything. And then it just comes in here and goes in here. Then it angles and goes in there just like that. Little squeeze right there just to make sure it goes in place. Nothing to it, not difficult at all. Just requires, you know, the normal stuff whenever you're working with a model or building anything like this. A steady hand, and you know, just knowing kind of what you're trying to do, what the end goal is for it. And once you figure that out, you can pretty much get it to work just the way it's supposed to. This one here, it's got a bottom notch to it and a top notch that'll go right in here the way it's supposed to. So bear with me. Get me a little bit more glue up here. I'll put a little bit of glue there, some glue here. Not sure exactly how well that took, so I'm going to put just a little bit right there, and then put the bottom end in first and angle it up here so that it'll go in just like that. Starting to take shape. What comes next? So we did number 18, so now we're in 19, so now we're looking at making the basket, which will be number 20, 21, and 22. Alright, let me see if I can find the parts for that. Obviously, here's some of it, I think. So I will pull these out. Where are the other pieces at? And I bet you this, and this are the rest of the pieces. Here are the parts. They just come together exactly as you would expect, right? To form the bucket for the trebuchet. Now, I am going to add glue to it on the inside of the seam. That's kind of what the picture showed. So I'm not sure exactly why we aren't doing it, you know, further, like around the edges, but sometimes it's best to just do what the directions show and not think too much of it. I've learned that sometimes when I will sit there and try to think, well, why would they do it this way and not the other way? It makes more sense to do it this way right until the moment when you've got it mostly built, and then you're like, oh, that's why you were supposed to do it that way. So yeah, live and learn, right? Live and learn. Let's see here. There we go. There we go. And squeeze it together a little bit. Make sure it stays where it's supposed to. And now I'm just going to drop a little bit of glue down here just to help ensure the fact that it all stays nice and together the way it's supposed to. Yep, that's the goal, is to keep it together. I'll put just a little bit more here on this seam. This may be overkill. I don't know if this thing's functional or not. If it is functional, then probably won't hurt to have a little bit extra just to be safe. And either way, it's made out of wood. It's not going to harm it if we, you know, put some glue on it. So, looking at the directions, looks like 23, 24, 25, we're building, I guess, the arm for the trebuchet. It's got these little bitty pieces in it. Can't really tell exactly what they are just yet. So I'll have to take a look here and see what I've got. But I'm relatively certain we're going to be using at least 2 of these pieces, and probably this one as well. At least that's what it looks like. This piece is going to go in between these 2 pieces and be connected with these connectors, whatever they are. So let me see what I can find here. Oh, these connectors, there's 4 of them. Might be these right here. Might be. I'll take a look and see. So I've gone ahead and I've put in the little pegs. Put me a little dollop of glue in there. Also, this requires the smallest dowel rod. So I am going to do the exact same thing I did just a second ago, which is being just a dollop of glue here, kind of like that. Maybe just another little bit, just to make sure the fact that it's got a little friction in there. Here it is. Okay, I lost it there for a second. Putting it in and just sliding it all the way through. Right, there's that piece right there. So what comes next? Alright, well, looks like we're dealing with 26, 27, and maybe 28. Okay. So, the good news is we're running out of parts. The bad news is we're running out of parts. Let's see, if I had to guess, I'd say it's these 4 pieces right here that make that. Looks like they're going to come together and come... Okay, so I'm going to take these 4 pieces off and put them together. Well, these 2 parts do indeed fit. what happens here is they go in together like this, and then they come in here like this. These are going to be load-bearing parts, and we've already discussed how the load-bearing parts probably need just a little bit of stability glue just to help keep them in place. So that's what I'm doing right now. I am just adding just enough, maybe a bit too much there, to ensure the fact that it does have some level of tension to it besides just whatever was here. Carefully maneuver this into place. They cut this one just a tinch tight, and as a result it doesn't want to go in. I imagine they did this so that it would have, there we go, tension on it. Yeah, but now it's in place, and now it looks like this. Okay, looks to me like the next thing that we do here, 29, 30, and 31, and 32, and 33 here, looks like we're going to be assembling some of this stuff. So we're going to need dowel rods and various different pieces here. So let me see what I can find. So for this next part, we've got two of these. They come on here like this and lock on place, top and bottom, if I'm looking at it right. Yep. Again, this is a moving part, so a little bit of glue here won't hurt in the slightest, just to help keep it together. Top, ooh, not quite that much. Top and bottom. I'm trying to be careful and not get anywhere the dowel rods will be. Let's see here. It comes in like that. Try and square it up. There we go. Alright, this one comes in. Same thing, try and square it up. There we go, push it in place. Alright, hopefully this is the correct dowel rod for this. Honestly, I don't know for sure, and I kind of wish the instructions would show exactly which way this thing works. I think it goes down like this, pretty sure, hopefully. We'll find out. So, now then, we bring this piece in, we run our dowel rod through here, That's not gonna work. So the problem I have is that with these right here, it does not look like the picture. Which means I may have done something incorrect. That's the only way they can go right there. Those are the correct pieces. What have I done wrong? Oh, stupid me. Stupid me. Okay, this bit goes in right here like this, apparently. I was simply looking at the wrong picture. Or rather, I was interpreting it incorrectly. Let me put it like that. Go on. There we go. Okay. According to this is how this works. And then we take our, see here, put these on like this. And this will be another thing where I put just a dollop on outer edge just to make sure it works right. That's the way I'll do that. Okay, now looking at this, it appears the next step, I wasn't too far off. The next step comes in and we wiggle this in here like this, play with this until it goes all the way through, just like that. And then we will have 2 more C's that go on right here. I just haven't cut those out yet, so let me go ahead and do those now. So the next thing we're going to do is we're taking pardon me, one of these small dowel rods, and we're going to put it in this hole right here. Alright, kindly like that, right there. This piece is going to come on, and I believe it goes like this. Could be wrong, could be wrong. As a result of not knowing 100%, I'm not going to secure this just yet. I will leave it in the event that I have to remove it for something or something. And if I didn't know better, I'd say that's probably not the right size. It's not. Alright, so I've got one last one here that's kind of small. I swear I don't think that's big enough though. There's no way. I might have to use the larger one. So I guess my instinct was right in the first place. Use the bigger one here. Not sure what the smaller one's for just yet, but I'm sure given time all will be revealed, as they say. Alright, so we're going to leave this like this for right now. Looks like the next step that we have is this right here. Looks like we're putting together the middle part. Okay, not too far from done here, folks. I appreciate you sticking with me so far. Looks like we're going to be using this part E, part D, and this part next, along with this longer dowel rod. So if I've read the directions right, this is going to come in and go through. I may have to cut it, I'm not sure, I'll have to take a look at it. But this comes in, goes through here. Actually, this needs to come up first. This goes through here and goes through on the other side, as you would expect. Next you got your teeth, which come in and go over here. Okay. The teeth get glued on, in case you're curious. Okay. Then we take the larger wheel and it will come on, it'll set in right here. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and just pull this out for the moment. Give myself a little bit of glue here. And I'm going to glue this on this side so that it'll stay and it won't move. It won't interfere with the teeth. Then I'm going to take this one and wiggle it on just like this so that they're together. I'm going to bring this up, bring this back in. Yeah, see, that'll work just fine. Then we come around here to the other side, and according to the other directions, the other side directions, this comes on, and then this piece, then this piece. So I'm going to go ahead, give myself a little bit of wiggle room here, not too much, but just a little bit. Put me on a little bit of glue. Put this piece on next. Okay. and then this piece comes on. He says, go in there. Wow. That piece is a lot tighter than you would think it would be. That may not necessarily be a bad thing, it's just something to take note of. Alright. There's play there, so we don't, there's play here, so we don't have to worry about it. That's a good thing. Alright. Now, looks like we've got this thing right here to make next, which is going to consist of these, I guess. So, knock these out here real quick. And we know we're going to need part B here, theoretically. Okay. And this piece is done, so I can set it aside. I know it's been a little bit since I've put too much content on my channel. I do apologize for that. I am a history and politics professor, so my students take up the majority of my time. And honestly, my eldest daughter, Kira, is in college right now, and her tuition is taking up a considerable amount of my money, so I haven't been purchasing a lot lately. But hopefully here we'll get some more content on relatively soon. I thought that this would be an interesting little thing to do. It's been a while, like I think I alluded to earlier, since I've done a build video like this, and I've had this now for quite some time. I just haven't really had the opportunity to, you know, put it together, do anything with it. I've been so busy doing so many other different things. And again, my students come first, after my family, of course, but before I spend money on much else, I have to make sure that they're taken care of first. It's a responsible thing to do, and I don't mind it at all. Those of you that have been following the issues we've had with Wade know that she's taken up a lot of my time as well, and that's the way it should be. She's far more important to me than not. So yeah, alright, so we've got this made. Now it's time to add the string to it, and it shows, let's see here, it wants us to have specific amounts of string, looks like. Okay. It shows these little pieces coming in next. Alright, so let me do a little research here, because I gotta try to figure out what in the world I'm doing. So I've gone ahead and tied the string here. The directions called for, I think it was 160 millimeters, which roughly translated to about 6 1/3 inches. So I did the best I could with it. It doesn't look like 6 1/4 inches, but that's what I measured. The next one that we do, we need 100.5. So let's do some quick measuring. That says it's 4 inches from 100.5 millimeters. 4 inches. So I will measure me out 4 inches of string here, and I'll cut it, and we'll go from there, just so you know. And then I'm going to attach it to this piece here, as it says. Alright, so I've attached this the way that it was supposed to go. I have gone ahead and taken this piece off, tied it, and added the little ring here. This ring is going to attach to this string as it is connected here. But the next thing I need to do, according to the directions, is tie this off. So I am going to attempt to tie this on camera. Here's hoping. Let's see here. Alright, there's one. There's two. Yeah, okay. Now, let's see here. I don't seem to have a pair of scissors anywhere nearby. I'm kindly hoping that my wire cutters here will do the trick. It also says that I should give it a dollop of glue here. I guess that's just to help keep it in place and so it doesn't run around on me. Now I have to let that dry so that I can wind up the string here as it shows. Have to give it time to do that, and then we'll figure it out. That's probably all I'm going to get to for tonight. I think I'm going to have to give it a little bit more time so it can do its thing, at least dry. So we'll pick this up tomorrow. So I've got this thing figured out. It's actually been a couple of days. I'm just now getting back to it. Basically what we do now is we just have to tighten this string here. Make it nice and tight and even. Wrapping it around, you know, the way it probably should go. Hopefully, anyway. There's a lot of string here. A lot more than what I think I probably need, but you know what, it'll be just fine. I've also figured out how to do the mechanism. This thing's actually theoretically going to work. I find that quite great, actually. I'm looking forward to seeing how this thing actually does its job. And it's just a matter now of sitting here and slowly and meticulously winding this thing up on the spool. Slowly but surely. How'd that old saying go? Don't call me Shirley. Yep. Yeah, we're making it work here. I'd like to say thank you to everybody that's stuck around this far watching me do this. My YouTube anniversary, I believe it's been 8 or 10 years. I'll have to check to be sure, but that's next week, next Friday. I believe it's the 19th. I believe that's what it is. I can't believe it's been 8 years of me sitting here doing stuff and you all actually paying attention and watching. I'd like to take the opportunity to thank my subscribers. You know, without you all I wouldn't be doing this, or at least not as much, having as much fun with it. I thank you for everybody that's commented and, you know, taking the time to pay attention and laugh with me and, you know, just do stuff. Because what else are we doing this for if not to have some fun? I'm not doing it for anything other than that. So, yeah, again, thank you to everybody that's stuck with me for all these years, and all you new subscribers and people just in here to pay attention and look and see what I'm doing and watch me review some Transformers and do crazy stuff like this. I do appreciate it. Alright, as we continue this, so what we're eventually going to do here, as we get this nice and tight, well, I suppose I can go ahead and undo this the rest of the way. Alright, so this right here, this bit needs to come onto this bit and tie on. This right here ties on somewhere. I'm not entirely sure just yet where it ties on, but I do know it ties on somewhere. So this right here goes, sorry, had to wet the thing. This goes in here, and we just tie it off. Doesn't matter how clean it is at this point, as long as it gets on there. This is going to be what stops it. You'll see here in a second. Get in there. There we go. That's 2. That'll work. So what will happen is we're going to continue to ratchet this down, and I've got 2 rocks. I think you can probably see them right there. I've got 2 rocks in this thing, and the way this works is this hook right here comes down and hooks in right here. I guess it's backwards. Yeah, it comes in this way. Comes in right here, and as you ratchet this thing down like this, you're supposed to stop it. I really hope I don't have it backwards. I might have it backwards. You pull this down as you ratchet it, right? I hope I don't have my stop. Yeah, I must have my stop backwards. Tag on it. It's glued on there too, I bet. Let's see if I can. Let's see if that does any different. I have to. There we go. Yeah, that stopped it. Okay. It's not the strongest stop, but it is a stop. So what happens is this little bit right here comes in and gets connected right here, right? This is supposed to be the rock that it throws. So it comes in and you ratchet it down as far as you can get it, right? And then this thing comes in. I still don't know where this thing gets attached to is the problem. Well, you just saw it operate. Where does this thing attach to? Because it's got to attach somewhere. Let's see here. The instructions just show the string hanging off right now. And it still just shows the string hanging off. And it still just shows the string hanging off. Okay, so that string is never attached. Okay, so effectively what happens here is you bring this down. This connects right here, right? To have tension. Like that, okay? This comes in, take your little thing here and it hooks on, and you put your thing in here. Alright, let me back out so you all can see this thing in action. And then theoretically, your stop should hold it. It does. Alright, see that? It's loaded right now. Now what you do is you come along, I'll pull this, it'll release this, it'll fling the mechanism over. Ready? That is great! Oh my lord, I love that! Let's do that again. Let's do that again. As we pull this down, pull our rock back so it has lots of room to work here, or our whatever this thing is, our weighted piece here. I love that. Oh, it's so great. Anyway, where's this piece from? I don't know. Oh, that's the piece where the string was. Anyway, I love this thing. This thing is great. Absolutely great. I love this little thing. This was a simple build. You know, nothing too horrible here. I think I spent maybe 4 or 5 hours doing this. I mean, it wasn't horrible at all. And this makes me happy. Things that make me happy are thumbs up. This thing makes me happy. Makes me very, very happy. The only thing I have an issue with is this thing apparently doesn't catch the way that I would prefer it to. I don't know, maybe I just haven't, maybe I've got to re-glue it down or something. I don't know, but it works. Watch it, it works. Oh, I love this thing. Alright. Okay, so I am going to put another dollop of glue on that joint right there, and I am going to, I'm probably going to play with this thing for a little bit, I have to tell you. It makes me happy. It makes me happy. I think I paid $30 for this thing off Amazon. As far as I'm concerned, it's worth every dollar. Every dollar. Highly recommended. Thank you for sticking around with me for this build. I will see you at the next review.
Thank you for watching my Papa's channel. Please subscribe and like. Thank you.
Excuse me, can I have some Vitaminogen, please?
Sure.
Yum, 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 yum. Poof! Holy crap!
Another satisfied customer of Vitamin John.
You need to sell this stuff.
Operators are standing by. Go now!